We are live, possibly, maybe soon. Coming in hot, hot. What's going on? Great sound. Shaking everybody. Shaking. I'm just trying to do my diligence here. Diligence. I can't talk sometimes. You'll notice on the next video too. I was going to do a quick thing on Instagram here. What's going on, everybody? We're live on the YouTube and Facebook. Who's that handsome looking fella? Wow, I should get his number. We're live on the YouTube and Facebook. We don't need to tag anything. Let's do it. Just do it. Just hang out. Less people, the better, right? We're going to chat with everybody. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Whoa. Just had a bunch of messages just fly through there. Insane. So one something about somebody could outfish me, no problem. I could outfish you, no problem, Clay. You sure could. I am top. How many people are in this room? There's 277. I'm top 300 right now, fishermen in this room for sure. For sure, top 300. What's going on, everybody? Sunday night, I watched the first 5 minutes of the Grey Cup game. Lost interest really quick, like really quick. Decided to go to the garage and play with fishing tackle instead. Look at that. Not losing my hair at all. Ha! Think I'm keeping it. Think I'm keeping my hair till the end. So, what's everybody doing on? What's everybody got going on? No, I didn't get the wood stove yet. That's probably not going to be this year's project for camping on the ice. Some point. Let's not go down the wood stove path here again. Last time I had a members only chat at the end of this chat, and we talked about wood stoves for like half an hour. Game of Inches is the best. You should do it annually. There's a good chance we'll do it again. We're not positive yet, but I'm sure something could happen yet. Have you? Oh, I forgot I could do this stuff too. I have this fancy little program here. Let's see here, Mr. Chartreuse. Have you used the scissor kick yet? I have. I thought I brought one with me, but I didn't. I'll have a video coming out Thursday with me and Mr. 30, Adam Crawford, and we maybe caught a big walleye. Just saying, might have happened on the scissor kick. You know, might have happened. What's up, Clayton? Been waiting for this live chat. Do you have a video on your camera setups? How you mount your GoPro on your hat? No, I don't have any video on that, and I probably should at some point. Just a video of like everything inside. If you go to some of my camping videos, probably like my last couple of camping videos on the ice, I show a little bit of my setup, but I don't actually show, I think, everything like in great detail. So yeah, it's I should do a video with that at some point. Send it outdoors. Game of Inches is fire. Keep sending it, Clayton. Thanks, buddy. We much appreciate that. Yeah, I just saw another one, Mr. Burglars. No, I went through Jay's chat for a little bit, and that was like his spam bot was insane. And the worst part is you can't stop those spam bots either. Like it's not a person, it's a computer, and it's like you can block the person, you can ignore it, you can do whatever you want, and it just keeps coming in there one after another. It's insane. Loving Game of Inches, getting nervous about the Conrads heading to Diefenbaker. The trout points are too, they'll make the competition, I think. See, I know that they struggle a little bit more with stock trout, or so not stock trout, with trout at Diefenbaker. They don't struggle with stock trout by any means. But I believe Diefenbaker's a little bit harder to get on a big rainbow or something like that. So I'm not too scared of them in that point, or in that sense, but they've got big walleye there. They've got big pike there. They've got big whitefish ciscos there. So I'm a little bit nervous about them for sure. So yeah, there may be a scissor kick at the bottom of Lake of the Prairies. That's awesome. Did you have a pike bite you off, Mike? Yeah. So I am going to get to a bunch of questions here yet. There's like 545 people in here, so I'm going to just kind of announce how we're going to be doing a giveaway here. Just like Jay did on his, if you watch Jay's live chat yesterday, he gave away a Frostbite package. And I have everything here that's for my package. There's the Frosty Clownfish, 60 millimeter tantrum. There's a medium dinner bell. And then I don't have the right size meathead jigs here, but tungsten meathead jigs. And then there is Twilight Smoke Show, which is one of my favorite rods for walleye. and a diesel reel. And I think it's for $125.99 Canadian or $100 US. So you can get it right on the Frostbite website. In the States, frostbite.com. And if you're in Canada, fishfrostbite.com. And then in Canada, fishfrostbite.ca. So just change the .ca and the .com. But I will be giving one of these packages away to somebody that comments, not on this live chat, but below on the YouTube, not the Facebook platform, but the YouTube platform. If you go to the live chat and comment something in the comments, comment and tell me one of your how about a goal for this winter, something that you want to catch, somewhere you want to go, anything like that, any type of goal, and we'll pick a winner. So yeah, it's like a 20-25% savings, I believe, with all of this stuff together. So yeah. Anyways, okay, here we go. I'll do this one right here. Thoughts on the new Frostbite diesel reel? Oh, there's a super chat too that I saw. Sorry, where is that? I gotta read that first. We're gonna do that one first, and then we'll get to that. Would you ever do a video geared towards a guy who like to make it into fishing videos? Keep up the fantastic work. Yes, I do want to do a video on that. I just covered something a little bit about camera gear and stuff like that. I'd like to kind of cover that more in depth at some point for sure. YouTube's super saturated, but there's definitely things you can do to increase your chances. And there's some ideas and stuff like that, like that go on in my head that like would send you to the next level in that sense. So my head spins like a little hamster over and over. But anyways, I should make a video on that sometime. Thank you for the super chat. Cheers to you. I try to answer most questions like that on YouTube, Instagram, or on not YouTube, on Instagram and Facebook as much as I can, even though it's hard to answer everybody's questions. But I know I get that asked quite frequently. Cheers to both of you. I am getting to the diesel reel here at some point, I promise. There's another super chat. We're gonna have a drink too here. Got off Lake the Prairie tonight, only landed one. Bite was finicky. On the road, tried out the Smoke Show for the first time and love it. Keep up the great work. That's awesome. The Smoke Show literally is one of my favorite walleye rods. It was all used to be the True Grit, but I felt like the Smoke Show is just even more versatile. Anyways, the diesel reel. So this reel, I believe, is priced at $39.99 American and $54.99 Canadian. Don't quote me. I know I'm somewhat close. Here's what I say about this reel. It's a very good reel for the price. You have to remember that it's not a $250 reel. I have caught some big fish in it already, which will be in a video with Adam, like I said, coming out Thursday. A couple big walleye, a big pike. So it does handle big fish. We did fish inside. So that day I wasn't really testing very much whether it was freezing up or anything like that. I'd say the biggest thing I've noticed with it is it's a little bit more finicky in terms of the drag, clicking it. So you have to be really careful. Don't over tighten it or don't over loosen it. And it's bad to play with your drag anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to kind of keep a steady drag. With lake trout, I'll maybe back off after a hook set. But for walleye, I try not to play with my drag. I set it and forget it for the most part. For its price point, the reel is unreal. That's the best thing I can say. You'll not find a reel of this caliber for that price. But remember, it's an ice fishing reel. That's what I'm using it for. It's not a Stratic. That's the biggest thing I think you have to keep in mind. You can get 5 of these for the price of one Stratic. So that's what I'll say about the diesel reel. It's good, but it's like for where it sits in its price bracket. Okay. I have obviously, I'm skipping by, I'm scrolling through all these comments here. There's another super chat, a super sticker. Send it outdoors. Thank you, my friend. Cheers to you. Much appreciated. Okay, let's get here. Back to some more. Goal this year, 30-inch walleye. So remember, your goal for this year isn't in this chat. It's in the comment section of the YouTube video. Not in the live chat, but in the comment section. I hope that helps. Do you like Whistling Diesel? That's a drink, right? I believe I've had it before. I do like it. I'm not like a huge whiskey person, but I was recommended. So you recommend the diesel? Yes, I do recommend the diesel. I'm going to be running it for all of my walleye setups, perch setups, and all that this year. I'll run something a little bit bigger for my pike and lake trout, but I definitely do forget it for sure. Biggest walleye, 32.5, 13.56 pounds. Which rod do you use? The Tantrum? You can use the Tantrum on the Smoke Show or the True Grit. I primarily use it on my True Grit, but if you only have the Smoke Show with you, it definitely handles it quite well. I'm trying to get, there's a couple other super chats I need to get to here. I'm trying to, here we go. Ryan Mader, hoping I pronounced your name right. Clayton, you got to come to Wisconsin Ice Fishing Expo 2023. I'll definitely keep that in mind for sure. Wisconsin Ice Fishing Expo. Look at you. Thank you.
I marked them because I don't want to drink yours.
Oh, why is there lots of booze in mine? Clayton, how do you light your hubs? I use the Otter LED lights. I've been using those for a few years and definitely recommend them. Diesel, Clayton, here's a cocktail on me. Still waiting for a decent ice in my area, but we're getting close. Love the videos, man. Keep up the great work. Excuse me. Thank you very, very much, Diesel. I'm not doing any shooters tonight just because I want to get out really early, hopefully tomorrow for fishing, but I am definitely drinking with everybody. So cheers. Thank you very much, Diesel. It's much appreciated. Hopefully you get some ice very soon. Got more super chats to get here, but I'm going to try to answer some questions as I go. I'm scrolling through. I'm so behind, but what is the best dead bait for pike, in my opinion? I like little Cisco's and I like the packaged herrings. I think those are probably my two favorites. I don't really use much of the smelts, and I don't, that's probably, or the bigger mackerels. I don't really use the mackerels as much. I would say herring and Cisco's. I know they're the same thing. A herring is like some kind of freshwater Cisco or something like that, but Cisco's and herrings are my two favorite for sure. Cody, rooting for Team CSO in the game of inches. Yeah, buddy. Cheers. Go Team CSO. Is everybody excited for tomorrow's video, game 3? I'll be honest, I'm just excited to watch everybody else's videos because living through the whole tournament, or the competition last year, was like, we don't know what everybody caught, right? So it's pretty exciting in that sense to see what everybody's catching, because we knew what inches they had at the end of the day. I just didn't know, like seeing Conrad's lake trout the first day, it was like, oh cow, that's amazing, right? So I'll choose the winner for this giveaway in a week from now. Can't comment until the video is done. You should be able to comment on the YouTube video, I'm pretty sure right now. I think. Should be able to. I'm not sure. Finally, the red star comes in. I'm trying to catch up here. There's another super chat here. I've always used cheap $20 rod reelist combos. I know nothing about gear. What improvement do you get for your money as you get to the higher price points? For example, like, so a $20 reel or a $5 reel will have a really, really crappy drag system, and it won't be smooth at all, and probably won't have low temperature grease. Like this one has an updated drag system in it, a carbon washer, and then the low temperature grease. You usually get what you pay for when it comes to fishing gear, especially like the cheap $20 stuff that you say. If you buy a rod and reel combo from Canadian Tire, you grab a rod and reel off the shack or off of the shelf, $20, right? You go through, it's got line on already. You get to the lake, you tie on your bait that you just bought. 9 out of 10 times that line is going to snap in half on the first fish you catch. That's the biggest difference. Is there, the more you pay, obviously the better the equipment is. Usually, that's not always the case, but usually that is definitely the case. When am I coming to Fargo? I will be at Fargo on Friday from like 3ish till close, and then all day Saturday, and I won't be there on Sunday. I've not tried the Feather Duster rod yet, but at some point I will definitely get to it. How do you select the different types of Frostbite rods? That's just too long to get into right now. I'm going to make a video on how to pick a proper rod, but it's usually matching the rod to the size of bait that you're using, and then your species is second. So there's definitely a lot into that for sure. Like I could go on for like a whole hour on that topic. Okay, our super chat. Do you have the Resort X over? I just got one. I can't wait to use it. No, I have the Lodge X over, which I would like the Resort, I think, because I'd like something a little bit bigger for filming in. But yeah, Darian Vandermeulen. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Clayton, hope you're doing well. Bought an Otter Monster Lodge and some Frostbite rods. Lakers are target for this winter. Awesome, Darian. You're gonna crush it. Hopefully your guiding career your guiding summer went good for you. I think you were up at Anna Lake Lodge, I believe, this year. So hopefully that went well for you, my friend. Cheers. Levi, my ice line curls. Could I get a brand suggestion? I've been using Suffix ice braid. I don't know if it's Suffix 832 or if it's just Suffix ice braid. I used to have some up here with me, but I've been liking the Suffix ice braid, and I like the blue camo. It's like blue, white, and purplish type of thing. So that braid has been the best for me for sure. And then I'll use usually a fluorocarbon leader on it, like 8 to 10 feet of usually the same pound. If I have an 8-pound braid, I'm using 8-pound fluoro, and I'm using the Suffix advanced fluorocarbon line for that. Clayton, how did you do at Hecla with Real Fishing with Mike? Did good. I put out a video from it. I put out one video from it. I only did one video. Sometimes I just get lured away. $10 super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. Much appreciated. Cheers. I am trying to catch up to everybody's. We're going to scroll down here. I've obviously going through a bunch of people's questions and stuff. So Adam Crawford, here we go. Look at this guy. Everybody should flood that guy. Have you ever tried ice fishing? The only thing I know, buddy, is I'm way better than you. I'm just a better fisherman than you, Crawford. We'll make an announcement too in the next video that Adam and I put out. There's going to be applications and resumes accepted for the next partner of Game of Inches. Adam, you can put your resume in, but you know, maybe you have another chance of making it. We'll see. If everybody doesn't know that Adam is my partner in Game of Inches, so I can't comment. Okay, I think I've caught up in that sense, but if I haven't read your comment, obviously bring them back to the top here again. Warren, I'm new to ice fishing and would like to buy a Frostbite rod, but I'm unsure of which one to get. I fish Lake of the Prairies and Good Spirit Lake, so pretty diverse for fish selection. Any help? This is the one right here, the Smoke Show. For fishing Lake of the Prairies and Good Spirit, I would 100% get the Smoke Show. It's a 37 medium light. If that's too long of a rod for you, it's either the Meat Locker or I wish Carter was here because he would know. There's the 31 medium light if you like basically the same rod, just shorter. But the Smoke Show, that's what I would get right there. And with fishing Lake of the Prairies and Good Spirit, like you might as well just buy the combo that's on the package right now, because this thing, I'm telling you, Lake of the Prairies lights it up like insane. So I think that's your question. I answered your question there for you for sure. Anyways, what video do I comment on the giveaway? You comment on this video in the comment section below, not in the live chat, but you should be able to comment on in the comments section already. Okay, so it looks like you can't comment yet because I'm on there. So when this video is finished, you'll be able to comment. I apologize for that. So this video will be over about 9ish, so you guys will have to comment at 9 o'clock on this video once it comes up. My apologies. That's when you'll have to you can't at this time. So I guess you just have to come back. You have to watch the whole thing, right? That's the way it goes. Meat Locker and Slapshot are the shorter medium and medium light. Yeah, so I think the Slapshot is the 31 medium light, but I would just get the Smoke Show. Okay, let's see here. What knot are you using from your fluoro to your leader line? For the smaller ones like this, like 10 to 10 or 8 to 8, I'm just using a uni to uni knot. But my bigger stuff for Lakers, I'm starting to use the FG knot. It's a little bit harder knot to tie, but it goes through your guides very, very, very smooth. Very smooth. Hey Clayton, killing Game of Inches. Have you used both the Otter Protect 48 and the Otter 48 Deep? If so, what's the preference? I have a few 46 and larger reels. I think I have used them both. I would probably use the 48 normal one more than I would the deep case. The deep case is nice that you can maybe put some more stuff in there. Like you can put some gloves, toques, whatever in there. So if you have other stuff you want to pack in there, but the rod case is nice just for the fact that you can just lay all your rods like this, right? One next to each other. So I would say I probably use the normal one the most. For the Otter rod lockers or the rod cases that I have on my sled are the normal sized ones. So that's the biggest thing I'd say, is that you can maybe just put more stuff in them. But I think I prefer the normal size one myself. I already answered this one, Carson. You just got to be paying attention. Biggest walleye is 32.5, 13.56 pounds. Andrew Walker, there's the guy right there. The new Game of Inches videos will be going on his channel now, Cast and Conquer. My man, excited to see your Game of Inches video tomorrow. I'm excited to see yours too. You guys got me sweating at 45-inch muskie. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm going to turn my ringer off my phone. Apologize. There goes my phone. Best transducer for the Helix 7 ice mode. Love that Andrew from Costa Conquer is watching friendly competition. Let's go. Yes. The best, transducer, don't quote me, XI9 1521. I think that is probably the best transducer for the Helix 7, the one that is capable of full chirp. I hope I got that right. XI9 1521, I think. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Okay. Scrolling down here again. Cindy, yes, you can bring Tigger down at the end. That's fine. It's perfectly fine. We better not talk about Cindy. She's watching. You guys better be nice. Deadline to guess Game of Inches. Deadline is before the start of day 4. I'm going to basically close that competition. I'm going to pick the winner at the before day 4 starts. So that'll be next Sunday. Let's see here. Next Sunday. That competition will close on today is the 20th. So that competition will close on the 27th, a week from today. Yeah, hope that helps. So I won't accept any new guesses after that because I don't want anybody to get like to be able to change their answers in that sense, because next episode obviously helps us a little bit, I hope. But days 4 and 5 is where it really happens. Right, boys? Day 5, Adam and I didn't even went fishing to go fishing. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be a good one to the end. Can't wait to catch some walleye. I have already caught some walleyes. It's been amazing. When can we buy tickets for the show online? Like for the Fargo show? I think I don't think you have to buy tickets, but yeah, if you win Game of Inches, you should shave your beard. No, man, I can't. My beard is Clayton. It's me. Hides my big ugly neck. Yeah. What is more useful to what is more where'd that go? What is more useful to identify and target specific species, live scope or an underwater camera? The underwater camera, in terms of like, you'll you can never beat an underwater camera in terms of like definition and seeing the fish. But if the water is murky, it's a little bit harder. I'm pretty impressed with the live imaging and how you can like really identify species. Now, the smaller the species gets, the harder it is to identify it on any live imaging. Do you ship to merch, or do you ship merch to the States looking for a CSO toque? Yes, I'll have my site back up and going for everything else, but I do have toques already on the site. If you go to www.claytonschicoutdoors.com, you can buy a toque. I thought you guys call them beanies down there. Hashtag Clay's better than Jay. Yeah, come to New Brunswick to kick some striper action. That would be amazing. Stripers is on the list for sure. For sure. Really hope to meet you December 10th. Well, if you're talking about Fargo, there's no reason why not. I'm going to be definitely around the whole show. Like, if you're coming to the show at Fargo and you want to meet me, don't leave without like saying hi or meeting me, right? I'm going to make time for every single person that comes by the show. Maybe it could take a half an hour to get to you or something like that, but don't leave the show if you're coming there to say hi, please. Make sure you stick by and say hi. Okay. There we go. Favorite ice auger has been the new Ion Alpha. Richard Young, can I get a shout out? Shout out to you, Richard. Fargo's got the cargo. Yeah. Are you going to have CSO merch in Fargo? No, we're not going to have any merch in Fargo. Maybe some toques. I'll have at the Frostbite booth, but maybe some hats and toques, but nothing else for merch at the booth. At the show. It's really hard for us to bring stuff into the States to sell in that sense. They don't really like it. You have to ship it and everything like that. And so maybe next year I'll get something made down there if I go back again. So yeah. Clayton, any tips for filming the outdoors in the cold? How do you keep the cameras warm? You don't. You literally don't keep your cameras warm. You just have to suffer through that. Everything's going to be cold. Batteries are literally going to freeze on you, and you're going to have to keep changing them in or out. I definitely prefer to fish indoors, like inside of an ice shack, as much as I can. So yeah. Why aren't sunflower heaters used anymore compared to big buddy heaters? I think because they're louder, they're a little bit more dangerous in terms of lighting your tent on fire. Not that you can't with a buddy heater. And the fact that, what will be the third fact? I don't really know. Loud noise is the biggest thing for sure, but they definitely work a lot better in the cold, like in the colder cold for sure. Tips for ice camping. People tell me I shouldn't do it. No, you should do it. Just be safe. Like literally, make sure you have a couple of carbon monoxide detectors. There's so many videos online you can watch how to learn some different tips and tricks from everybody. Be safe. That's the biggest thing I can say. You have to be safe. I'd like to do a diesel heater at some point. I'd also like to do a wood stove though too. Here we are going down the whole heater thing again. We're gonna get away from that. But a diesel heater I know is a little bit louder too. So yeah. Hey, what's the trick if there is one to keep the back hook from snagging on your line for a jigging wrap? There really isn't. Oh, that's the other one I was going to say. No low O2 sensor on a buddy heater. Sorry to jump back and forth, but yes. There really isn't a trick to have that jigging wrap not get caught on the top of your line. Now, I can honestly say that it doesn't happen to me very often, though. So I think if you get a good technique down, it's going to happen to you less and less. Yeah. Love the live stuff, Clay. Thanks, Clay. You're so welcome. Let's go. What is a lure that he uses that has a blade that flaps one way on the way up and the one that flaps on the way down? A scissor kick. It's the scissor kick. You've been watching the latest Clayton Chick Outdoors video. I like it. It's called the scissor kick from Frostbite. And there may be a big fish being caught on that soon. My girlfriend won't let me store my trolling motor in the bedroom this winter. What's your advice? I would definitely just put it in there when she's not looking. Once she gets used to the whole trolling motor thing in the bedroom, it's easier to ask for forgiveness and permission. I just go with it, right? That is awesome. I love it. Adam, hello. How do we win the Frostbite package? At the end of this video, go into the comment section of the comments in this YouTube video, the live chat, and comment what your goal is for this ice season. When's the Yorkton show? The Yorkton show, I think, is the end of April, like April 28th or something like that. Tell her it's a new fan. Yeah, the trolling motor, just plug her in and send her on, right? That'd be awesome. Biggest walleye tip, prime times and fish all day. Like, you can't just put in a few hours. You have to wait them out. They're as much as any other fish in terms of a waiting game. You have to be more patient than the walleye. Be more patient than the walleye. Hello, love the videos and content. Keep it up. Well, thank you so much, Steve. Very much appreciate it. There, Jason says April 29th and 30th. I do plan to be at the Yorkton show, yes. We'll probably have a booth set up at the Yorkton show. And yeah, you mentioned a recent, where'd that go? There's a question you mentioned. Oh, right there. You mentioned in a recent video that one tantrum color was out of stock. Do you know what pattern and is went back in stock? I believe it is back in stock, and it was this one right here, the frosty clownfish. I don't know if it was out of stock then. I just said that, so yeah. My brother says go watch the Grey Cup, silly. Football's for people that don't fish, Colin. Best XL Laker tubes. You can't ask that question when you make them, my friend. You can't ask that. That's no good. Even though you make the best big Laker tubes, you're not allowed to ask that. Senate Outdoors definitely makes the best big Laker tubes. You got to get somebody else to ask it for you. That's the trick. Do a video on a minor and a major time. I definitely think minors and majors play a fact. Not as much for the walleyes. Yeah, maybe they do at times. It's so hard. Like everybody says, like, when should I go fishing? Like, honestly, like whenever you can get out. That's the biggest thing. Think about buying an ion auger. Should I get the 10-inch? If you're going to fish for some bigger species of fish, yes. Another thing to consider with a 10-inch hole is you have more room in the hole for your transducer. So if you have an 8-inch hole and you throw your transducer down and all that, you don't have a lot of room. Excuse me. If you're always going to drill another hole for your transducer, then it's not a big of a deal. But yeah, I like a 10-inch, and the new 10-inch augers are very good. Like, in terms of like the ion, the alphas, they cut just as fast as most normal 8 inches for everybody else. It's pretty crazy. Jay said it, I heard him say it the other day. If you take a 10-inch bit on the ion alpha, close your eyes and start drilling, you'll swear you're drilling with an 8-inch. If it ain't chartreuse, it ain't no use. Yeah, buddy. Let's see here. What up, big guy? Jim, welcome. Are you work tomorrow, Jimmy? I need a set of Hyfax set up for my Otter Lodge. I already sent an email to oh my goodness, I forgot his name, Ryan. I think I emailed Ryan, but there was no Hyfax in my order. I need to get one up pronto so I can put my flip over together. Frostbite just posted the big scissor kick fish as it has a head the size of yours. They did? What did they post? He leaked my photo? Oh. Nope, that's last year's fish. They wouldn't do that. That's a fish from last year or 2 years ago. Where's that hat? I don't even have that hat anymore. These guys went way into the archives. Sorry, claiming this photo was too good not to repost. I love it. I can't remember when that was. That's a while ago. That's an old one. Been using them for quite a while. What do I get for having the highest number badge? I want at least a hero cookie. Oh, 2 hero cookies coming your way, my friend. My brother from another mother. For my brother from the same mother. Could you do a tutorial? Where'd that question go? I start to talk, someone's gone. Could you do a tutorial video for the different types of frostbite lures and plastics? I will do my best, but usually I just kind of like throw what I'm using into the video in that sense. So it's hard for me to talk about every single lure out there when I'm not using them when I'm fishing for it, because I'd have to make a completely separate video, like a tackle video, which should be. I really need to clone myself and do more garage videos and all that stuff too. Heading to Baker's Narrows this March. Where should I stop and get Cisco's? Pete's Pro Tackle, I think, would be a really good one in the Paul, Manitoba. I would reach out to them and see what they have. And yeah, I think that would be my best bet, or your best bet. I think try them first. Why otter over clam? You know what? Everybody, in my opinion, all the companies make a good product these days. It just I'm somebody that when I start using a product and if I like it, I'm not going to change away from it. And I've been really happy with the whole Otter program. So there's no reason for me to leave. Otter hasn't let me down in any ways, and obviously they're not going to, so I can stay with them. If I did make a switch, it's not the end of the world either, right? Like all the brands are so good, but it's more of a comfort thing. You know how the whole is like, oh, drive a Ford or a Chevy or this or that, right? Or now it's like you drove with the or Ion or Strike Master. It's like, man, everybody's making like really, really good product these days. It's just what you use and what you believe in and what you're used to, right? Like obviously Jay fishes with Eskimo. Eskimo makes great product. I fish with Otter. Otter makes a great product. And as far as I know too, it's been a lot of years since I used the clam stuff, but their stuff's obviously pretty good too. Everybody makes a good everybody makes good product. And somebody wants to sell their product against another brand and is like, wow, this is what the competitors do. I just steer away from that right away because it's like, sell me on your product, right? I'm going off board there, but yeah. Hey Clayton, where can I find walleye early ice season on an 87-foot deep lake? Just got the frosty clown after your last video. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Rooting for CSO and Game of Inches. All I can say right now for the early season is find the bait, find the Cisco's. Wherever the Cisco's were in the fall time and where they're spawning right now, that's generally where you're going to find pike, walleye, perch, burbot. All of that right now is likely going to be in the same general area. So find your Cisco's and find the walleyes. That would be my biggest tip for sure. When are you going to take Cooper fishing? Just throw him in the snow if he annoys you. I got to get my little nephew out ice fishing at some point. He won't annoy him. He's too much fun. Clayton, how do you rig up the hat on your GoPro camera? I put like a screw through here and then a tripod mount type of thing. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to catch up here. I think, was there a super chat that I missed? Or no, I think I covered it. There, I got it. Yeah. Sorry if I missed questions. Obviously, it's hard to keep up, but yes, keep asking me again. Hey, Clayton, good to see you, man. Rooting for your Game of Inches. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Cheers. Garmin Live Scope versus Mega Live comparison video. I don't have a Garmin Live Scope, so it's pretty hard for me to do the comparison video. And I haven't used the Live Scope since like they put the new transducer and all that too. It's been a long time since I used the Live Scope. I've only used the Mega Live now since they have released it and been updated in that sense. So unfortunately, I can't do one of those comparison videos. But I get that question all the time, like Mega Live versus Garmin, right? Like I really feel like each of those companies are just kind of going like this, right? Like the new Garmin transducer, all that stuff, right? Like obviously their stuff is amazing right now. The new update for Mega Live was amazing. I can use it deeper water, everything's good. So yeah, I definitely don't have like one company right now is probably better than the other company in terms of like the whole image clarity and all that, but it's only going to be a matter of time before it switches again for a little bit, right? And then it'll switch again. Lowrance is coming out with something here new December. Who knows that maybe that's not going to be the best new thing, right? Everybody keeps switching all the time. That one guy's the best and the next guy's the best, and that's what they do. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. Jay did a comparison with all three units. Yes, he did. And that was like when Mega Live first came out, right? Like, unfortunately, a lot of those comparison videos you find on the internet aren't from the latest updates with anything, right? So it's like you can't really count on those comparisons in that sense. Like even Garmin, when he got at that point, he didn't have the newest transducer, right? So it's like the comparison videos are like prime for like right then when that technology is where it is. It's not like a shack, for example, where it has like the same thing for 3 years in a row. Technology, as you know, changes constantly. Like everything's out, you know, you buy something brand new, the latest, greatest, like, oh man, I just got these new headphones. They're the latest and greatest. They're the best on the market, eh? Wake up the next morning. What? There's better ones now? So yeah, all electronics are like that in that sense. That's how they get you. Went out ice fishing last mountain. First caught around 50 baby perch, like tiny. Do walleye follow the perch, or is Tulubi the magic ticket? Tulubi's the magic ticket. Walleye will eat perch, but it's definitely not their first on their list right now. When the Cisco's are easier to find for them because they know that they're going to be in the same place they are every year during their spawn. That's where they're going to be. Cisco's go down the hatch for them so much easier. Clayton, what time of day do you edit your videos, and do you edit in one or in the one sitting? I usually do most of my editing like at night, like for example, like after like a live stream like this, I'll edit to like 3-4 in the morning sometimes. That's when I get my most work done, and nothing's ever done like all at once unless I have like a project I need to finish. It's like edit for 2 hours, stop, edit for 2 hours, stop, right? So it's hard to really stay focused for that long. And it's really hard with editing, right? Like a lot of other things you can put on background noise, a TV show to listen to, or music. You can't when you're editing because you're so like, this is it, right? You just have to like, I have to listen to myself talk for 8 hours, and I don't know how you guys can do it for an hour. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Lawrence just dropped a new active target pack. It looks great. See, there you go. There you exactly. It's a perfect example. I thought it was supposed to be December 1st, so I'm definitely curious to see what the new stuff's going to look like. My mouth is getting dry. Is live imaging such a massive upgrade over 2D? Where I blanked, my screen blanked out for a minute, but we're back. Is live imaging such a massive upgrade over 2D sonars? I would say, yes, it definitely is. It's not necessarily going to help you catch more fish. You're definitely going to learn more about it. I think in the long run, it's going to help you catch more fish. But for example, for like ice fishing, it doesn't help you put more fish on the ice. It does help for a few things in terms of like maybe being able to figure out what's below you, pulling away from some fish and waiting for a bigger one that's coming, you know, behind it in that sense too. So yeah. Do you use the hyper hammer often for ice fishing? I do. I use the smallest and the second smallest one for ice fishing the most. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they're a 1/4 ounce and a 1/8 ounce for sizes is what I use mostly. Best rod for catching walleye. My two are or my two favorite rods are this one right here, the Smoke Show and the True Grit. Yeah, Frostbite has a package on right now, and it's the best package out there. Like Jay's package is great, you know, but he doesn't have the frosty clownfish. He does. Clayton, how often do you use your Helix sonar now that you have Mega Live? Not a pile. I think when I'll use it mostly is when I'm hole hopping. Mega Live's great, just not for being like mobile and quick. So I still use the Helix quite often. Last year I had to use it when I was lake trout fishing because the Mega Live, when I first got it, the original one, it wasn't working in the deeper water. I couldn't see my jig past like 55 feet. The end of the year I was fishing for lake trout, and this summer and no problem seeing my tube jig in 70, 80 feet. So I'll definitely be even using the Helix less this summer now. Was your favorite walleye dead stick? That would be the Drench, the 39 medium, or is it medium light? This must be a medium light. Yes, medium light Drench. That's my favorite dead stick walleye rod. Shout out from New Mexico. Hello, New Mexico. Live definitely helps you be more efficient, eliminate dead water so fast. Yes, sometimes you don't even have to drop a bait down with live imaging, right? You can drill a hole, you can scan. No, nothing's here, keep moving. That's where live imaging to me really pays off. My goal is to catch a huge walleye this winter. The lake fish, the lake fish on seams have to have smaller ones. So much enjoy your videos. Well, thank you very much. I hope you score on your lake trout this year. Tips for giant lakers or baker's narrows going the end of December for the first time. Book Mac, or any of the guides there. I like to say Mac. Like, what a name, hey? What's your name? My name's Mac. Mulligan. Like, as in, like, you need another shot or what? Another mulligan? talk to the guides, book a guide for a day or two. That's my biggest tip. And then also give wherever you're set up, give it some time. Sometimes it could take 2 or 3 days for a big laker to cruise through. Give it some time. If you are seeing big marks, even give it more time because you're for sure on a big fish area then. Looking to buy a new hut. Should I go Vortex Pro or Monster? Like I'm guessing you mean the Pro Resort, right? Or the Resort or the Monster? I would say the Monster Lodge if you're going to have like 3 or 4 people with you consistently, and the Resort if you're going to have like 2 people consistently. The Resort you can fish 3 people in it, it's fine, but it's easier to fish 3 people out of the Monster Lodge, I would say. The Monster Lodge is a lot harder to set up by yourself versus the Resort though. So if you fish by yourself a lot, go with the Resort. If you fish with people lots, go with the Monster Lodge. That's my. If you only fish with 2 people all the time, the Resort's still a really good option. What rod case do you use? I have the Otter Pro Tech rod cases, the 40-inch and then the 48-inch model. Both are really good. Clayton, do you think 20, 30 degree temps make ice if there's already 2 inches on the lake? For sure they do. Like what's 20 degrees in Celsius? Like that's got to be -10, right? 20 degrees Fahrenheit. And somebody's already probably Fahrenheit to Celsius. -6.6. Yeah, it's probably making some ice. General rule of thumb, -10 Celsius overnight with like no wind will make an inch of ice. Is what they say. So keep that in mind for sure. Like -6 is definitely making some ice for sure. 30, 2 degrees, -2, you're still making a little bit of ice. Not as much, obviously, but yeah. Hey, Clayton, all my gear is scuffed and hilarious. Should I start cataloging my misadventures? Yes, I do it. I want to see everybody's adventures. What's the difference between graphite? Where'd that question go? I want to answer that one. What's the difference between graphite and a fiberglass and the Frostbite rods? Graphite will have more sensitivity. You're going to have a little bit faster action, not an extra fast, but like a fast action. This one, the Smoke Show, is a graphite rod. You're going to feel the baits a little bit more, whereas the fiberglass has a less sensitive tip, but loads more into the blank. So it's a really good dead stick rod. So in the walleye, if this was a drench, circle back up. If this was a dead stick rod and the walleye picked it up, it would start bending a long time before he'd finally feel it. The rod would get to there and it would give you time to grab it and kind of finish your hook set through. Whereas like with this one, this is a Smoke Show, the walleye, you get to about there and he's already going to start feeling some added pressure. So graphite more sensitive, and the fiberglass will bend further into the blank. It's more like of a moderate action, which is really good for your jaw jackers. It's really good for stock trout. Really good for any fish that has like a giant side to side head shake. The Drama Queen from Frostbite, it's a fiberglass, and it's definitely one of my favorite like dead bait rods for pike and lake trout. So yeah. Carter said no uncut comments. I haven't even noticed. There's been lots of uncut comments in here. If anybody doesn't know by now, he's not editing his videos. And that's all there really is to it. I kind of addressed it in my last live chat. Jay's getting flooded with it too. We're not going to mention it anymore in that sense. He doesn't want to edit his videos and a story. So maybe you could ask him. Send him a message, go to his YouTube video. He just put out a YouTube video. Comment on his YouTube video. Where's your Game of Inches videos? That's probably the best way to do it because we don't really know. Hey, Clayton, your ice camping videos inspired me to get my own Monster Lodge and sled and get into the wilderness for a few nights this season. That's awesome. Just be safe. It's the biggest thing. Please get a carbon monoxide detector. Let somebody know where you're going. Have a good backup, plan, any of that sense too, right? Be safe more than anything. Just be safe. Be safe. We designed the scissor kick right. I believe he did. I don't know for sure if it was him 100%, but I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did design it though. Yes. Carter, start making videos. I'll subscribe. Yeah, Carter, I'll subscribe too. Let's go. Carter and I filmed the 1v1. Maybe we should put it on his. He should get a channel. We'll put it on his channel next year. What would you recommend for getting sponsors, and who are you sponsored by? I'm not going to cover all my partners. I call them partners to me because it's more of a partner thing to me than as a sponsor. You have to put out some good content before you can get a partner or somebody to sponsor you. You have to show them, you have to be willing to show them something. I'm not saying you have to put on an Instagram post and like flood flood otter with all these tags and stuff like that. Put together some kind of reel or whatever and send it to them and say, look, this is something I'm willing to do, right? And this is what I'd like in return. You have to figure out what your time is valued at. That's the biggest thing. And then go from there. And obviously they have to see the justification in terms of how many people you can get to, what kind of range you have to, and then yeah, so it's a very, very hard game to get into, right? Because obviously if it was easy, everybody would do it. And no matter how much you think your time's valued, it's always going to be less to the person that you're trying to preach it to. Apple pie. I don't have any apple pie today. Next time I'll get some more. I'll get some more some shooter stuff next time. Tonight we're super chats. We've been doing some Okanogans, crisp apple and ginger apple. You guys, this is Clay's channel, so let's focus on him and the teams who have worked hard to put game adventures together for you. If you have, oh, that's Cindy. It's okay, Cindy. It's okay. Obviously, everybody's just annoyed at the whole Aaron thing and stuff like that, right? The questions, because we want to bring you our content, right? So don't, yeah, it's all good. It's all good, Cindy. I got her. I'll get it. Hey, Clayton, we need some more deer hunting videos. I know. Deer hunting is something I promise. Like, if you follow my channel long term, one day I will get into more hunting stuff, and maybe I might even make a separate channel for the hunting stuff. YouTube, unfortunately, will nuke your channel at the for the hunting stuff sometimes, and I have to be so careful with that. I love to hunt, like I love it, but if they nuke your channel where it's not getting spread across YouTube at all, that's just not good. Yeah. If you had an expenses paid fishing trip, where and what species? I think I'd go to like the Christmas Islands or wherever the best place to go GT fishing. I think that's somewhere I'd really like to do something like that. I've done the tarpon fishing. It's amazing. I'd like to do peacock bass, but I think if I had like somebody was like, you have an all expense fishing trip paid for, I think it'd be somewhere for GTs, like the best lodge I can go to, right? If it's all paid for, I want to go to the best place that I can go for GTs. And I want something I can take Cindy to and have like a nice area where I can go fishing for the day and she can chill out in the ocean and all that stuff. So yeah, I think that's some kind of vacation I need to do at some point, but maybe next year. Second channel for hunting then. Yeah, I could definitely do a second channel for hunting in the future. Just right now, the hardest thing about the hunting is like the best time for my channel, unfortunately, is like right now at first ice. This is like these 2 months are like so important for the growth of the channel, and this is like when like the hunting season's happening, right? So yeah, a GT is a giant trevally. Hey Claire, are you interested in watching other YouTube ice fishing videos? I am interested for sure. I wish I had more time to watch stuff like that, but I'm guessing you have a channel there, right? Adventures Being Conquered, right there. I'm gonna try to remember that name and check that out. I do like to check stuff on YouTube as often, or sometimes it's hard to like consistently watch it. For a while, I was watching some guys from overseas that do the GT fishing, like Cavi, and I forget who the other guy's name was. But yeah, unfortunately, it's like well, if you edit videos, you watch less YouTube than you'd imagine. It's tough. Ever tried Cuba? I hear the fishing's very good and reasonably priced. No, I haven't tried Cuba for fishing at all. I haven't. Clayton, I know the urge is always huge to go. Clayton? I know the urge is always huge to go get them big fish first ice, but I always target shallow pans for the first week. Do you have a favorite panfish bait for shallow water? I don't have a lot of experience with panfish, to be honest with you. So I don't even know if I can like really answer that question properly or help you out, right? Like, I think you probably talk to Jay more. He catches small fish, right? Just kidding. Um, Carter went today for stock trout fishing. He did really, really good with the small head spinner and the 2-inch Slayer, the mini Slayer from Frostbite, something like that, right? Like, I just don't know much about panfish, right? Like dropper rigs. Oh, you know what? The Castmaster spoon would be a good one. The new Castmaster tungsten, you can get really, really tiny, but it still has a little bit of weight to it, right? To feel it. So, yeah. I struggle with a question like that. I'm not going to lie. It's definitely one of my weaknesses for sure. Hey, Clayton, just curious, what do you use to edit your videos? I use Adobe Premiere Pro. Mr. Schick, what kind of gloves do you use? I use the Striker combat gloves, the leather combat gloves. They have definitely been my favorite for sure. Clayton, who inspired you to start filming your own fishing adventures? I don't think anybody really inspired me besides myself. I'll find videos now I like edited when I was young, like snowmobile videos and stuff like that. I always enjoyed trying to put together some kind of little feature film or something like that. I don't know, I've just enjoyed that part of it. And I always wanted to like capture the moment on film more than anything. So I don't think really anybody inspired me to start filming them. I definitely wanted to make stuff that my grandma could watch and my grandpa in that sense, that like they don't get to see all the cool stuff I do. So it's cool now they can watch the videos. So a lot of it started all within, right? So but I don't have like anybody that like inspired me as like, oh, I gotta make videos because that guy does. So yeah. See, Carter's answering questions. That's great. I love it. Here we go. Where can I get walleye baits? I struggle to catch big ones. And always catch dings. Hopefully you see this. Walleye baits, Frostbite, Acme, and LureNet are the three companies that I partner with and work with. LureNet, I really like the Lindy Ratlin Flyer Spoon, and then also really, really like the Ratlin Quiver Spoon from Frostbite. These are two of my favorites, which right now there's that package you can get. And also the other scissor kick's going to be a huge one this year. And then Acme, I really, really like their Castmaster spoons. I love the Hyper Glides in the winter. I do like the Hyper Rattles and that stuff too, the smaller ones, but I don't really like as much of I like a slower fall in the winter than I do compared to the summertime. Ian Cranston, hey Clayton, you do a great job, brother. Keep up the good work. Ian, thank you so much for everything. I did use the Wingman in my last video, and I'm going to definitely do something on in the future. Ian Cranston made this shelf for the hubs called the Wingman. I think it's called the Wingman. Hopefully I got that right. And it goes on your otter hubs, right? And it's like a nice shelf there. You can put your rods in and everything. It's so slick. So we had two of them rocking in the Otter Resort the other day. I never really mentioned it in that video just because I want to use it for a video. And then like notice is like all day. I was like, it was perfect, right? So it wasn't in the way ever. It was deadly. So yeah, it was definitely good. Cabela's or Bass Pro, check out local fishing stores, small businesses. Products won't come up when you search product in Google. I don't know what that one was. Dead stick rigs. Obviously, I know you like jig and minnow. What size jig do you use? Do you ever use a plain hook and split shot? I've done the plain hook and split shot a little bit, and it definitely works. Obviously, it works more with live minnows. I don't use live minnows very often, so that's kind of why I use the jig and the minnow more than anything. And mostly for sizes, I'm using like I'm going to do a dead stick. I'm using a 1/8, maybe a quarter at the most type of thing. Usually a 1/8 ish though. You don't have to go very big for sure, but if you're going to use a live minnow, a little small treble hook on their back with like a split shot, something like that is definitely a lot better. How do you decide if you should downsize lures or stay large, not to sort through all the smaller fish? If you have a bunch of big marks and they're not committing, then you're going to downsize. I think the biggest thing I would say is if you have two holes, take advantage of it. Have one bigger bait and one smaller bait, right? Like don't ever use two of the same baits if you have two holes going at once, right? Like try to change them up, in my opinion. So yeah. Hey Clayton, what's better to use for Mega Live, Helix 12 or Solix? I have an Apex actually, but only because of filming purposes I can use my HDMI cord and I can screen record right from it. So I definitely prefer the Apex in that sense. But I'm not disappointed with the Helix at all. But I think I don't know if it's any clearer on the Solix it is compared to the Apex. The Apex is their only true high definition screen, I believe, in that sense. So yeah, I you're not gonna be disappointed with either, in my opinion. Do you ever do the St. Pauli's fishing show? I have not been there, and I don't plan on coming this year. Maybe next year. Any alternatives of frozen minnows? Frozen eyeballs. I don't really know. I really think scent is important for sure if you can get a good scent in that sense. So yeah, how's the new diesel reel from Frostbite? I already covered this earlier in the chat. and I talk for like 5 minutes. I'll do quick recap. Very, very good reel for the price point in terms of like what it sells for. It's definitely valued at that. It's not a $250 reel. You have to definitely keep that in mind. That's the biggest thing. But if you want to see more in depth, go back to the start of this chat and like talk about. I'm like swinging the rod around and I'm talking about the reel. If you want like a more in depth talk about the reel, I just don't want to do it all again. Are you going to be heading to Lake Winnipeg this winter? I will be. Just don't know when yet, but I will be at some point for sure. Have you tried out the Frostbite Digger rod? I have, I think once. Not a pile yet. Double salt minnows? I haven't used any double salted minnows, but salted minnows are good. Best time to visit Baker's Narrows? Ah, I really like January and end of February into March personally, but it's all really good. Like it's all about hitting consistent weather. Like to be honest with you, you can go to Baker's during like the prime time and like which I don't even know when that is for them, maybe in December. And if the weather and the pressure is jumping all over the place, it's not going to be good. You could go there in February and when they say it's going to be the slowest time, but you got good consistent weather and it can just go bananas. So if you can predict the weather, that's when to go. How's the scissor kick work for lake trout? I don't know, but I'll probably catch some on it this year, I would think. Best place to go fishing? Wherever you can get out, honestly. There's so many good places out there. There's nothing that's like better than anything else. I fish. If you ever notice my videos, I'm always somewhere different. I fish so many different bodies of water, like an insane amount of bodies of water. Like rarely do I fish the same place. Like maybe 2-3 times a month at the most. I'm always somewhere else. So there's just so many different bodies of water. It's so good. I see somebody coming down the stairs. It's probably Tigger. Is he sleeping?
He has more fans than you do.
Tigger does have lots of
Yeah.
fans. Come here. I didn't even notice. He getting acid love?
Yeah.
But he's purring.
I woke him up.
He's purring.
He's so warm.
Hey, Tigger, say hi. He's camera shy. Say hi, Tigger. Say hi. He always
He
does
is
that,
shy.
hey? He always does that. He always rubs against my beard. He loves my beard. That's why I can't get rid of the beard, because he loves the beard. This is Tigger. He's a big kitty, but he's getting older, so he's losing some weight. Look at, he's purring. Yeah. Hi. Say hi, Tigger. Say hi, Cindy. I got a cat just like him. Named Naked Chunk. Naked Chuck. Naked Chuck. Brandon, you stay out of this.
What did he say?
He's putting pictures of rings.
Oh.
Hey,
He
Clayton.
asked how you did in that competition you were in Winnipeg.
We were second. In the cleaning one. We got ripped off though. We were the fastest one by like a minute at least. And they took out one of the things that would judge you because we blew everybody else away for time. It was insane. So we ended up second. But it was like literally stag cut to fish in I think 38 seconds or something. We had it on their plate eating at 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Like that was insane. I'll give Jamie Bruce credit though. He cleaned his fish in 33 seconds.
Should challenged it.
No. No. I'd rather them win it anyway. It means more to them than it did to me and Stag. Tager does love the beard. It's insane. Yeah, he loves it. Got on with Cusco Lake today. Primetime paid off. Oh, I love primetime. I love primetime. It's the best. Do you have any rivers that I film videos on? Not like rivers. I don't. Should Frostbite make a jigging her up? Yes. Thanks again, Clayton. Can't wait to see tomorrow's episode. Yeah. Are you guys all gonna be watching Game of Inches Day 3? Oh look, we finally got a spam person. We got lucky that it took that long.
Carter and Jason missed it.
Have they been taking them out? Really? I haven't noticed any.
They've been doing good.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yes. This cat is going nuts. Yeah, the kitty just took the live show.
I am coming to Fargo.
Cindy, yeah, I never said Cindy wasn't coming to Fargo.
No, somebody said bring Cindy to Fargo. I am gonna come.
Cindy will be at Fargo. She will be working at the Frostbite booth.
There was a couple questions if you're bringing merch to
I know.
Fargo.
I answered it though.
If they message me on Instagram, I can bring.
No, I guess we could bring some. If they send Cindy a message on Instagram, we could possibly
then
bring some stuff down.
Yeah.
We just have to be careful. We can bring some stuff though, for sure. You just have to we'll have to do like one of those will call things where you say I ordered this or whatever, because somebody else is going to come up and say, like, do you have any merch? And it's like, well, you have to
I'll
order
have
it.
it all
You have to order it ahead of time. Any chance of a Duck Mountain Trout Tour this winter? Yes, for sure. You know where I'm going, Dustin. You know where I'm going. Hopefully, maybe next week. Holy. Bump boards. I don't have any bump boards yet. I'll get some more for Yorkton though. Get Jay a sitter and step up. Clay and I missed it. Where'd it go? Clay and Cindy trip versus Jay and Sam. That'd be awesome. How old is Ginger? How old is Tigger?
16.
16. You're old, eh, buddy? Yeah.
He does good.
Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this chat up, but I'm gonna have a members only live chat for a bit. So if you're a member, stick around. Please keep in mind the member thing is just for people that want to spend some extra time chatting in these live chats. There's been some other people on the YouTube community that has done member only, and people are upset because they think they're taking stuff away from the free side. I don't ever do that. So I put out as much. You're not going to my. I put out as much free stuff as I can. The member chat's just for people that want to support the channel in a different way. Basically, help pay for expensive diesel. Hey, buddy. Yeah, and cat food. Lots of cat food. Can you sharpen your ion blades instead of buying new ones? You can, yes. I don't sharpen them, obviously, but you can get them sharpened. So, how do you become a member? If you go on the YouTube site on the Clay Chick Outdoors, there should be somewhere there. There's a join button. You have to hit the join button. Yeah. So, anyways, thank you guys all for hanging out. Next Sunday again, we're going to do this Game of Inches chat again at some point. No, Rhett, the giveaway is for anybody still in the chat. The giveaway, when this chat closes, comment below on the actual YouTube video in the comments of a goal you have this winter, and we will pick a winner from that. So thanks everybody. Cheers. You guys are the best. Have a good night.